Hey Hogs! The SEC has been described as dramatic and weak this year by experts, and rightly so. It's still predicted that the Razorbacks will face unexpected difficulties in securing wins in Quadrant I of the SEC this season. So, what will happen now? Let's see the news, but first, subscribe to the channel to receive Arkansas updates. Let's go! The assessment that the SEC is entering this basketball season dramatically weaker than the previous year has gained traction among analysts, and the numbers presented throughout the non-conference phase help explain this sentiment. The contrast with last year is unavoidable. The conference experienced a period of historic affirmation, occupying half of the NCAA tournament for much of the competition and crowning this dominance with the national title won by Florida. Even Arkansas, which had finished only as a mediocre team within the league, managed to defy expectations and advance to the Sweet 16, reinforcing the idea of internal depth and competitiveness. A few months later, the scenario is different. There are still ranked teams, but the SEC's presence at the top of college basketball has lost impact. Only 5 teams appear in the top 25, none among the top 10, and Vanderbilt emerges as a relative exception, boosted by an undefeated start built against less prominent opponents. The collective record against top 25 teams before the start of the conference season is one of the clearest signs of this decline in performance, with the SEC accumulating more losses than wins and only Tennessee showing a positive record. Another important indicator was the SEC/ACC challenge. Last year's dominant performance, when the conference won 14 of 16 matchups, gave way to a losing record of 7-9, the worst since the event's inception. More than isolated results, what stands out is the change in the league's statistical profile. Traditionally recognized for productive offenses and players capable of scoring in high volume, the SEC seems to have lost this identity. The difficulty in finding conference players among the top national scorers outside the league, in addition to the scarcity of players with consistent double-digit scoring averages, reinforces the perception of a collective offensive decline. Within this context, Arkansas emerges as a true reflection of the challenges and, at the same time, the opportunities that this new SEC presents. The team relies heavily on the production of Darius Acuff Jr., the leader in points and assists, someone who embodies a historic philosophy of the program, marked by the importance of point guards as the engines of the game. Acuff sustains the offensive rhythm, creates opportunities, and keeps the Razorbacks competitive even on nights when the team isn't performing at its best. The fact that he carries this responsibility also highlights the need for greater consistency around him, something that could be decisive throughout the season. It is at this point that names like Trayvon Brazile gain prominence. His ability to impact the game in multiple aspects will be crucial for Arkansas to transform potential into consistent results. In a less dominant conference, every fine-tuning becomes more important, and collective improvement can quickly put the Razorbacks back in a prominent position within the SEC. The more balanced league landscape, far from being just a problem, opens up space for strategic growth. John Calipari's decision to subject his team to a heavy preseason schedule, facing several Quadrant I opponents, gains relevance precisely now. While some competitors built inflated early campaigns with easier games, Arkansas was tested under pressure early on. This tends to take its toll in early losses, but it also prepares the team for a level of demand that will become common in the decisive stretch. With Vanderbilt possibly facing difficulties as the level of competition increases and with uncertainties about Georgia's ability to sustain its performance in the face of a tougher schedule, the conference presents itself as open territory. Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida stand out as direct challenges, but also as clear opportunities for affirmation. For the Razorbacks, each high-level matchup within the SEC will be a chance to transform the narrative of unexpected difficulties into a story of affirmation. In a year where the SEC no longer inspires the same collective fear, Arkansas has the possibility of growing along with the season. The talent pool exists. Calipari's technical leadership brings experience in high-pressure environments, and the accumulated learning against elite opponents can become a silent differentiator. Instead of viewing the conference's weakness merely as an obstacle, the Razorbacks can use it as leverage to build significant victories, redefine expectations, and position themselves as a team capable of taking advantage of a more open environment to make their mark. Leave your comment.